Yo, what's good, everybody?
That was a lot
That was a lot. It
of
was
cool
quick.
stuff though, but it was cool. I love the da, 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 da. I like it. I like it. I like it. It was dope.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
what is that?
I guess like a bump screen or something like that. So, holla if you hear us. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat that's watching us right now. I see
Mhm.
our boy Anderson Sarant is in the building. What's good, my guy?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? Can you hear us? To the 7 people that are watching us right now, can you hear us?
Are we heard over and out?
I know somebody say something to us. But how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. Better than good. I think it's because all right, he said he can hear us. So that's what's up.
All right, good.
So essentially, just really happy to be in this space right now. It's been weeks that we have not been on, but it's okay. It's okay. It has to be okay at this point in time. But I'm really, really excited to be here tonight as we talk about a host of topics that have been, I'm sure, in that has been transpiring in your spaces as it has been in ours. So just super excited to be here alive and well. So many things has transpired between, I think, the last time we were on here to now, but I'm just really grateful to be here. What about you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I had a good week. It was a short week, but it was packed with so much goodness. So I'm still high off of that. Shout out to this lady right here who I'm pointing my fingers to, trying to point them with the mirroring. But she was the one that talked me into going to, yes, you can read it loud right here clearly.
Loud and
I was
clear.
about to say loud and clear. Clearly, Nas Illmatic 30-year anniversary concert in Boulder, Colorado at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. And let me tell you something, it was everything. It was epic.
Mhm.
Nas is my GOAT.
He is.
Nas is my GOAT. If you're in the chat, if you're watching it right now, if you feel comfortable with saying who your GOAT is, but my GOAT is Nas, and me and my homeboys got to go see him live. Man, it was awesome. And then came back home and did some work, but got to be with the family, which I always miss them whenever I'm away. So yeah, so that was my week.
Yeah, I was super excited for you to be able to experience your number one, like, for since I've met Jaime, he has always talked about how much he loves Nas. Like, he loves all the other MCs, but Nas is his all-time favorite. And so when I looked up, I was looking to see when he was going to be in concert. And it so happened that he was going to be in concert last week. And so at the time, it appeared that it was the only tour that he was doing for his 30 years of
Illmatic.
Since Illmatic dropped. And so I was like, yo, you need to go, because I feel like this is like an opportunity of a lifetime. And so when he came back, this dude was so happy, like, to see Jaime, like, genuinely happy. He gets happy with other things, but I know that this went deep into his core. And I'm just so glad that he got the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I was like a kid in the candy store.
Yeah.
Like it was everything. It was dope. So I'm actually like, almost feel like I'm a groupie now because I'm looking at all the other concert he has, and I'm trying to go to one overseas.
Mhm.
So he's doing
That'd be
Europe. So I'm like so excited. I'll go by myself. Like, that's it. I'm ready to just buy a ticket and just roll out there on my own.
Yeah, you might have what you call it? I won't say his name, but might be rolling with you. But anyway,
True.
So just a side note. I realized, so as a married woman, right, as being married to Jaime, with him being so busy and doing all the things, I told him that it brought me such joy because he came back the day before my birthday, and it brought me such joy, y'all, to see him happy, like legit happy and filled with this kind of this feeling, this thing. Like I could just tell that he was just really happy to be in the space. And so I think sometimes, let me just say to you, I know that you work so hard with doing all that you do. And I'm just so happy that you did not fight, or you did not, that you did not like go against you actually doing this, but you were just like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because I don't think there was ever a perfect time, but you kind of willed yourself to say, no, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. And I'm so glad, because the girls and I are reaping the benefits of you being able to do something like that. Right? Like we're seeing you showing up differently in the space because you decided to do something that you enjoy, that you love. And I think it's good for women too. And women always talk about self-care and all those things, right? And of course, men are included in there, but I just feel that sometimes it's missed with some men, not all men. And I feel like you've been missing that, like doing what it is that you genuinely love to do. Yes, the massages are good. The pampering is good, but doing something like this is
wow.
I'm like, when again?
I didn't think about how that would have an impact on you all. And don't forget, I was resistant to do it.
Oh, at the beginning, exactly.
When you first brought it to me, but then I told my best friend, and then my other two best friends, they said that they wanted to come as well later on. So, it was just good to be. It was like a two birds with one stone. It was good to go to a concert, which was my first hip hop concert, honestly.
Oh, wow.
At this age. And then it was also good to be with my friends in a different state and just bugging out and just doing the things that we normally do. College buddies. My best friend is we've known each other since high school. So just to be able to do that was really refreshing for all of us. But I didn't think about the refreshing part for you, and seeing me, just being happy and just kind of not thinking about all the stuff that I have to think about from day to day. So
yes,
that's what's up.
You show up differently. So I say do more of it. Like
facts.
Just choose an artist that you love and just do it. Go across the seas, like go and do it. Cause I feel that, we work hard. And so we should be able to reap the benefits of working hard and doing what we love, and not, saying, no, I don't need to, whatever. But no, do it.
Facts.
Facts. So super happy for that. So I also had a birthday. Thank you to everyone that shouted me out.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Air horn.
Okay, it's been a while for the horns, but definitely so grateful to God for allowing me to see another year in this land. I do not take it for granted. I understand that there's always an alternative. I'm just so glad that God afforded me the opportunity to be able to be in the land of the living. So super happy. Celebrated it with my friends, eating and getting pampered, as well as just kind of just enjoying my family, and just 45 is where it's at. And as I was telling my friends, I was telling them that growing up, 45, when I was 20, 45 looked different. 50-year-old when I was in my 30s looked different.
It's true.
Right. And so I feel like we don't look like how 50-year-olds in our day looked when we were younger.
It's true.
They look different.
It's true.
So I feel that it is a blessing to be able to be 45, but also not feel or look 45. I think that's the blessing.
That's right. And that you do not look like you are 45.
I know.
I'm still 44, just so that everybody can know.
What does that mean?
That means that you be robbing the cradle.
This dude.
Yeah.
You need to stop telling people that, because you were only born how many days? 12 days after me. 12 days. And this dude is talking about I'm robbing the cradle.
You still, hey, at the end of the day, I'm still younger than you.
Gosh. Okay, youngster.
All right, we're not gonna go that far.
Okay, youngster.
We're gonna leave it right there.
I like them young. Young as in 12 days younger, which is insane that you still call me a cougar. So
Nevertheless, the folks are saying happy birthday to you.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. I receive it. I receive all of the things. All of the things I receive. Okay, so I hope you all are doing well. So glad to have you guys in the space with us. It's been a minute, but I really do feel that that so much has been transpiring, not only in the world, right, in our society, in our culture, but also in our church, right? And
I mean, Kendrick Lamar,
he
and
dropped
the Drake beef,
right? But he dropped his
Not Like Us video
last night or yesterday, and I think it has. I didn't check last time I checked. I think it was in the millions. Let me just say that.
Right.
So now we are. So now, it is what it is.
That happened since the last time we were here. What else happened since the last time we were here? There was a presidential debate. If you want to call it that.
I don't think it was a debate. I think it was I don't know what it was. I don't even have words to say what it was.
A nursing home. Two escapees from the nursing home got on stage and were impersonating the incumbent and the what is it? The opponent and the one that is trying to get to be whatever, you know what I'm saying? We had that. What else did we have in our world? Did we have anything else? I mean, there's still conflict happening across the seas. Anything else happening? Before we get to our topic.
Not Trump, the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, ruled on some official acts as immunity. So now we're trying to figure out what is classified as official acts. So we had that.
And now all of his trials or his what is it called? His trial, not his trial. What is it called?
His sentencing
or whatever.
Is getting pushed
back. You know what I mean? Like all the things.
So,
what's happening with our world and what's happening as we were talking to our friends yesterday was just like, our kids have the front seat. They get a front seat show of what's happening. And I can't, it's important for us to talk to our kids, to talk to our teenagers, young adults, whoever, because it's important for them to because they're trying to understand. Let me speak for our girls. Our girls are trying to understand how could a convicted felon still be in the running for president, right? Like, how does that make sense? Like, how does when you do something wrong, there are consequences, but only you're not facing it. So it allows them to see the real world really quickly, but is just really trying to coach them and help them along the way to help them truly for us to try to make sense of it. And I don't know if you can make sense out of nonsense, but it's a crazy time.
It's crazy times. And also, somebody said, what's Project 2025? It's interesting that people are bringing that up now.
So did someone put it in there before?
Yeah, well, Chris Shaw just brought up what's Project 2025.
Okay.
Like I was saying, I've been reading about Project 2025 since the beginning of the year, even into last year.
That's crazy.
That I've been looking at the website and looking at this this conservative agenda that these people have put together. And it's interesting now that I guess that Taraji P. Henson mentioned it now.
During the BET Awards.
Now everybody's like, oh snap, what is this thing? But this thing has been out for a while. It's probably been out for 2 years, this manifesto that they've put together to say how they want to promote this conservative agenda, basically a whole MAGA agenda, because they're already claiming the White House. They are pretty much claiming the White House, and so it's there. Like these MAGA Republicans play chess They don't play checkers.
They play the long game.
They play the long game. Like the overturning of Roe versus Wade started the moment Roe versus Wade was implemented by the Supreme Court. Like they've been working towards undoing that ever since it was implemented. So, I think regardless of not whoever is the president, Project 2025 is still going to move forward. On the local level and on the state level, you could already see like places like here in the South, where particularly Texas, every city has its own board of ed. Like in New York, where there's only one board of ed, but every city,
ISD, independent
school district, where they're following Steve Bannon's his game plan would overtake the school boards. And by overtaking the school boards, we'll be able to change the curriculum to get woke agenda out of the school books, out of the textbooks, and that will raise up more MAGA. And then by taking over school boards, we'll be able to take over local political offices. That's why I try to tell everybody, you're voting for your local officials is as important as the president, but probably even more important because they're the ones that represent you, and they're the ones that have a more direct impact on you than the president. So yeah, Project 2025. Just go to the website, Project 2025.
And that's the crazy part is that they're not very what is it? Subtle about it. They're like very open.
Yeah, they got a whole website. It's been out there for a long time. I think since Biden got into office, maybe a year later, and then it's out there. So I'm glad Taraji P. Henson used her platform to mention it.
For sure, because honestly, I didn't know anything about it prior to her saying anything. It's funny. We have conversations in our house, right? And I'm like, "Yo, did you hear about this?" And Jamie's like, "Yeah, I've known about it for a while now." I'm like, "Great. Why didn't you tell me anything about it? Have me out here looking like not like I'm not up to date." So yeah. So Rodney asked you a really good question. He asked, "What are we doing to help guide this election voting drives, education platforms, etc.?"
I mean, that's a good question, and that's a question that's left to be answered. When I was at City Temple, I would try to have voter deputization and voter registration drives, and I think all churches should be asking their members, "Are you registered to vote?" and have a table out there with the applications to register. Think like, if you have 17-year-olds that will be turning 18 on the election day, they should be registered to vote. And we should do voter education. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you're endorsing a candidate. You're just really just saying, like, look, this is what's at stake. This is the power that you have, and go use it. And I know that this is probably one of the least anticipated elections and that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime, but it's a very important election.
Yep.
It's a very, very important election, and who knows what's going to happen. So it's not deposition, it's deputization. So in Texas you can have somebody from the voter registrar's office come to where you are with a group of people, or you can go to the county clerk's office and you can get deputized, which means you can register people to vote. You get a voter deputization number and you can register people to vote. You just drop it off at the office and then they become registered voters.
Yeah, it's this season is very interesting for sure, because I think a lot of people are probably like the lesser of the two evils, trying to decide what that is. So I know sometimes when you're trying to figure it out, more than likely people don't show up. People that need to show up don't show up, and so I think the other party or whoever party just kind of bets on the fact that there are going to be people not showing up, but they already have come together and to ensure, that they get who they want in there. But anyway, that's that.
Yeah, that's that. So I'm sure we missed a lot of other things that happened, but The one thing that's on, I guess, it's for I think probably on every Adventist lips
Yeah,
is we
and
are in camp meeting season.
yeah, and camp meeting season ends what at the end of July,
This is
mid July.
probably, I think, Northeastern, if not Allegheny East. I think Allegheny East has one more weekend,
Okay.
but I think that's the last of camp meeting.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
Okay. So it's camp meeting season. So much as well, we're coming down to the end of camp meeting season. And like last year, there was a video out talking about who was invited to sing at I think it was Southwest camp meeting, and there was such and such dancing or whatever it was. I don't even remember what.
It was Ricky Dillard. It's this one guy has this
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say his name. I don't even know his name.
Okay.
But he's in the pot with all the various people online that make videos that all their whole life is about looking at what Adventists do and pointing out the wrong or what they feel like is wrong, right? Like that's how they get their streams. That's how they get their checks. It's very like, it's what is it? It's very gossipy in a way. Like
it is.
Yeah, like gossipy. It has no substance or anything, right? So they're like Adventist police. That's what I call them. So last year, Southwest Region had Ricky Dillard. And Ricky Dillard, what did Ricky Dillard do?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. See, we completely forgot what it is.
Yeah, he was performing, he was dancing or something.
I think it was his,
and they had jewelry on.
Yeah, it was the jewelry, and then it was the dancing.
Right.
And that was a thing. And then I don't even want to call him out in shame. I don't even want to call him out.
He said with no shame.
I don't want to.
But it's not Enriquez.
No, but I don't even want to add. I don't even want to give that power to those men, mostly men that are the ones that are.
I be watching them.
And I hate the fact that you watch them because you're giving them views and you're giving them more money in their pocket. Because actually, it's
I be wanting something to laugh at.
That's an interesting way that you want to entertain yourself. Let's just say that. But I just feel that it is. I think I have so much to say, but I don't have much to say because I feel that as Adventists, it's clear that there is a great divide between the traditional Adventists versus the ones like me and probably like you and some of the people that are watching that aren't as traditional in its I don't know, in its
glory. I
don't know, but I do definitely think that we do a lot of majoring in minors and we kind of get caught up in the stir of things. And, I feel that we should recognize that we're not going to all agree, right? Everybody has their opinions, which everyone is entitled to. I just rest on the fact that this conflict of sorts that we are experiencing is nothing new. We've experienced it before in other ways. I think social media kind of blows it up, but we've all experienced that time or times when, people have come to our church that aren't Adventists and they kind of do they do what they do in their gifting. But we shame them or we point the finger and look down on them and act as though we are holier than they are, that somehow we automatically have a ticket into heaven and we should judge other people. The more we judge is the closer we're going to get to God or get into heaven. You know what I mean? Like we stand on, we stand so much on the principle of just being human and we kind of beat people over the head with doctrines and all that stuff. But I think my thing is, and what's crazy is Jamie and I, we really just wanted to get on here and say, I'll leave it to you.
Oh, I think mind your business. So I think like for me the thing is like, okay, so Karen Clark came to Southwest. So it's interesting though. I've been observing, I don't know who the booking manager is, but it seems like like I don't know if they got some deal worked out where like if one conference gets this artist, the other conference gets the same artist. Like they making a killing coming to our camp meetings. Like they're on tour. Nevertheless, right? So Karen Clark speaks in tongues at Southwest. I think I heard she spoke in tongues at Northeastern.
That's what you're hearing, but it was never televised.
I don't know. Here's my thing, right?
Right.
My thing is this. Did it really did it alter your beliefs? Did it make you question your faith? Did it make you lose money? Did it affect you at your job? Did it do any of those things to you? Were you up all night and couldn't sleep anymore? Did it affect your 401k? Is your retirement in jeopardy right now? Are you about to lose your house because your mortgage rate increased because Karen Clark spoke in tongues? Because we invited somebody who, when they are in the spirit, they speak in tongues to sing to us and entertain us, and they did it on your stage. Did it really affect your life to the point where you have no hope anymore?
Mercy.
That you don't have anything. That's how I'm like, why is it such a big deal?
Sorry.
And so, like, when I see those videos and I see people on it, like, say, oh, look what's happened to the church. The church is going to be the church next week. Right. It's going to be the same old place that it was last week. And what's going to happen, like you said, right? Last year, we didn't even remember what Ricky Diller did.
Not one.
We were trying to remember it. Next year, it's going to be something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like in that moment when she spoke in tongues, did we all get destined and damned to go to hell?
Right.
It's like, bro, get a life. I always feel like people who do that don't have lives, because when you're focused and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're busy, you really don't have time to think about certain things or like what other people are doing or what they have done. You probably just be like, oh man, really? Okay. All right. Well, I gotta go to work. See you later. Right. And so like Chris Shaw brought it up. What's more important to me right now is Project 2025. Like we need to be losing our minds over that. Like doing videos about, it's particularly too with Adventists and prophecy and how we view the United States and, with this Project Conservative agenda, which is interesting too, because I'm sure there's a lot of Adventists that would agree with Project 2025.
Mercy.
Like down low, they like, you know what? This kind of like what this is what I feel like we should be, right? We know Danny Shelton is a Trump fan, at least last time I checked. So I mean, like we lose our minds over petty stuff.
Yeah.
Unnecessary stuff.
Right.
And these guys make these videos because it gives them views, and views come with checks.
Yep.
And there is obviously an audience that loves gossip within our church. And, these loose lips sink ships, right? Mercy. Because it's not the way they criticize and the way they just make a living off of pointing anything about the Adventist church. And people love that because I think people like those kind of things because it makes them feel better as a Christian, right? So it's almost like, look what they're doing. At least I'm not doing that, that kind of stuff. So they do that to elevate themselves. I'm like, yo, real talk.
Yeah. I think if it's not this, it's going to be something else. Yeah. If it wasn't pants being worn in church, if it wasn't, I don't know what else. Drums in the church. If it isn't jewelry in the church, like this is just something that we discussed some people war over, go fight over. And to your point, like for what? Like what is the end of that? I feel like you really have to be completely invested. And I feel like in those moments, if you feel the need to kind of have to defend it in that way, you know, that person that you're trying to try to convince, like I feel like those people need to be in their closet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel that sometimes it is.
Yeah. And
like, just
and I would definitely defer to Pastor Lola, who's been
For
doing
sure.
like a whole series on this, on the speaking in tongues, that it is a gift of the spirit, right? So I would definitely defer to her because she is definitely somebody that I feel that is mastering this conversation, and to some other people as well. But honestly, you know, I don't feel like we should be in a position to get mad at when we invite people to our space and then they show up as who they are.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get surprised, right? Like if they show up as who they are.
You heard that,
You heard
Maya?
our dog?
Maya's like, your dog's just fucking tongue.
Yeah, we're not supposed to hear him. He's feeling better. He was sick this week, so he's feeling a whole lot better. It's like me, like, you know, you invite me somewhere, you're inviting, point example. When I got invited to Andrews University, this was when Trump was first nominated, became the president, and I stood up and spoke. I was like, man, you're inviting me.
Right. Like, do you know who I am?
Right. So obviously you know who I am. So you know I'm not going to hold my tongue.
Right.
And I'm going to say what I feel the spirit has led me to say.
But not in the haughty, do you know who I am? I want to clarify.
Right.
It's more or less like, do you know who this person shows up as in every space that they occupy? You know, do you know what they preach? Like, do you know what they're really saying? And so you're inviting me into this space and you're asking me to speak, right? At this particular time on this platform, you have to automatically understand that I'm going to show up as myself. It goes without saying. Like, why would I show up as something other than who I am? If you didn't know that I was the one who was showing up, then you shouldn't invite me.
Exactly. That's right. So, you know, when I see you invite Karen, we've all listened to Karen. Most of us have listened to Karen Clark's albums. The people that stayed back at that concert stayed back because they know Karen Clark. And Karen Clark speaks in tongues. And it came out. And she was feeling the spirit and she moved and she sang, and she spoke in tongues. She wasn't going on and on and on. She just spoke in her tongue. And
it's just like, you know that she can sing, then you know that she speaks in tongues.
Right.
You know that she wears jewelry.
That's right.
You know that she worship on a Sunday.
That's right.
Like,
that's right. And you want to know, before Karen Clark sang and after Karen Clark sang, I was still broke. I still ain't have no money in my bank account. I was broke before
you had a dollar. You had a dollar.
I had a dollar. And I still had that same dollar after she sang. And I drove home with that dollar at the end of the day.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. I think we really have to get out of the habit of, we miss so much. We miss so many opportunities for it to be something positive, and we focus on the negative, right? Like, dang, like what heaven are we going to? You know what I mean? Like, this is more like it seems as though it's more of I stand on what I'm accustomed to hearing, what I've been brought up to hearing. And honestly, there is no scripture to say otherwise, to say that speaking in tongues, they always interpret as the language in terms of like Spanish.
And our definition of it is other languages, right? That's our definition of it. And I think that our definition can definitely be looked at. I think there's always things that we can look at within our doctrinal beliefs that we can revisit it.
So let's talk a little bit before we kind of end this conversation in a sense where like we don't want to belabor the point. Like we don't want to spend it and waste time talking about something that's like I don't want to say it, but that really doesn't matter. This doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make us better, honestly, in terms of it doesn't make us grow closer to God if we keep focusing on the distraction and who's saying this and who's saying that. I think it's easy for us to become distracted and so hyper focused on this thing. But I would like for you to talk a little bit about truth and how truth to your, I guess, definition is something that is continuous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, and I think you would agree with this too, that no matter who you are, the moment you stop learning or stop reading, you stop growing. Like your development ceases. And I always remember in seminary, I forgot, I should remember what book and what quote, but it was a quote by Ellen White. And she was basically saying truth is progressive, that we should never, ever get so grounded in thinking that we have all truth, but that truth is something that as we get older, as we get wiser, as we read more, we discover new things. And so I just honestly feel like the Adventist church still has a lot of work to do because it feels like we're still stuck in 1863 or whenever we first started, where I think that we are still doing the same things in a 21st century that we were doing in the 19th and 20th century. And I think the church is, as Akila just put there, I think the church is stunted. And I think also too what's happened that the church is splitting. Like this is not the same church that I remember growing up in the 90s. Like what I see people doing and how I see people moving, and even with the sermons that are being preached, it's much different. It's just a natural change or break away from what it was. Now, is it wrong? I don't think so. I just think that, people just are discovering that some things that we said before just don't make sense today. But, I think though also there is a protection that needs to surround the system so that we have to keep it one way and keep it a certain way so that it doesn't fall apart. Because if you really start unpacking layers and looking at things, you'd probably even look at this whole system that we have in Adventism and say, like, does it make sense for the 21st century? Like all these various layers, even where does all these layers fit within scripture? Like if you're saying that this is what God said must do, like, all right, show me, does say that is here. So I think there is a circling around of, holding some things back, but even, just truth is progressive. It never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be, because we change. We are evolving, right? The same way we're growing up is not the same way our kids are growing up or the generation after us are growing up, right? So it has to change. And I think sometimes when we think about change in a religious sect, it just feels as though like it's the scariest thing, right? So instead of embracing the change, right, we kind of we strangle or sometimes kill it so much that we actually do more harm than we do good, because we're just not willing to just say, okay, I hear you. I didn't think about it that way before, but let me consider some things. Let me go ahead and pray about it a little bit more. Let the Spirit do what the Spirit naturally does and allow the Spirit to convict and to reveal. Not, it has to be this way. And if it has to be this way, if it's not this way, it is an error. I feel like we have to get away from that, because it is not helping at all. It's crippling a whole lot of us, right? Because it's making us feel as though some of us, or some people, it's making them feel almost like if I don't look this way, if I don't act this way, then I am not one with God. Like we kind of compare it to our walk with God, and God is like, yo, who told you all about doing that? Like, I'm the one, right? I think it should, all of this should just point right back to God and the Spirit, and tapping into the Holy Spirit, and let the Holy Spirit do what it does.
Yep. And all you nosy people, mind your business.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. I mean, we live in a culture within our church of just nosy people, right? Nosy people that feel like they always have an opinion that needs to be shared. There's some things you can keep to yourself.
Right.
Right. But it is a culture within our body, within our church. I think it's also within other churches as well, where it's just like we just, and I also think too, it's a culture of Christianity too, like to meddle into people's business and to want to convert and to want to change
and
people
control. Let's heavy on the control.
Yeah. Yeah. Convert and control, right? Like we meddle, we go out into different countries and we want to do this to make people like us. And even in our church, right? It is built on, some people are just very nosy. They feel like they have an opinion. And then you got social media, which is just like a whole platform where you could just turn on your camera. I mean, like us, right? We turn on our camera and we share our opinions about the world, about our marriage and different things like that. But you have some people that just use it just to meddle in other people's business.
Yeah.
Just leave people alone.
Yeah. And that's been your biggest thing. That's been Jamie's biggest thing to date. He's just like, just leave people alone. Like you see somebody doing something, if the Holy Spirit did not tell you to say anything, don't say anything. Shut your mouth.
Just focus on you, bro. Just do you, bro. Make sure you good, bro.
I know the scripture, the scripture that says like, you are your brother's keeper, or, if you see something, say something, in that sense of like, point out if someone is doing wrong, like point it out. If you see your brother doing something that they're not supposed to, like to say it. But I think we are so quick to do it. But if we're honest, we're not operating like brothers and sisters.
We're not.
Like I can go to my brother because there's a relationship there and tell him about himself. Right. But as I'm telling him about himself, how I'm responding to him, or how I'm approaching him, is based off of the relationship that I have with him. Right. And so my approach is going to be different than somebody else. And I feel like that's what it is. Like we lack that relationship piece, where we just feel like whether I have a relationship with you or not, whether I know you or not, I'm just going to beat you over the head with this one thing that I feel that God told me to do.
Yeah. I just feel like there are so many things happening in the world that we can be nosy about and that we can like talk about. But I guess for some people, it's just easier to worry and talk about other people.
Yes.
There is something to the reason why the Bible talks about gossip, because gossip is interesting, right? And there's something about, did you hear what so-and-so did? I mean, what people read, those like tabloid newspapers, TMZ and stuff like that, because it's really interesting. I think what drives people, and please, I would love to know in the comments, like, what do you think about people who poke their noses where they don't belong? Like, what is the motivation behind it? But I just feel like we live in a world and a culture where it's acceptable, where it's exciting. There's a thrill around, knowing about people's lives and what they're doing and who they're doing it with and all that other stuff. And I think those things, yes, it's fun. I think those things distract us from the real issues and the real problems that we should be addressing.
Yeah, I think gossip feeds that sinful part of our beings where we just love a good conflict, if we're all honest, right? But I think there's a point in time, there's a point that comes where you're just like, you have to check yourself and say to yourself, like, yo, is this giving? Is this giving in terms of like, am I benefiting or am I being helped, or is me talking about this person or this thing, is it helping them? You know what I mean? Like you have to take stock and stop yourself, even though the mind and the body wants to, I should say the mind wants to kind of go down that rabbit hole, but you really have to take stock and be like, yo, I'm good. Like, because this is not helping me get any closer to Christ.
Yeah.
If I'm only feeding the flesh of the excitement of listening to gossip.
Yeah. Gary Mitchell said drama. There are just some people who just like drama. There are people like what do they call those? Storm chasers. You know, those people that chase storms. There are drama chasers.
Mercy.
They just look.
Are you a drama chaser?
Are you a drama chaser? You know, we have something for you.
Right. That's not a
It's
compliment.
Called Mind Your Business. And it's free 99. It will cost you nothing.
Mercy. That's would be a cool
commercial, right?
Commercial. Like,
do you find yourself in other people's business? Are you always on TMZ looking at the world and what they're doing? Then we have something for you. It's called Mind Your Damn Business. Well, where do I get that from? It's already in you. How much? It is free 99. And for an extra bonus, we'll throw in Get a Life. We'll throw in just for you for the first order, for the first 200 people that order Mind Your Damn Business, we will throw in a Get Your Own Life.
Oh gosh. Not you I'm gonna throw in Get a Life. Oh gosh. It's the truth though. It is the truth. And I'm sure like, that will put into subjection some people. Some people be like, yeah, he's right. I need to go ahead and mind my own business. But some people might be like, it's not me he's talking about. There's some people out there be like, it's not me he's talking about. He's talking about somebody else.
Right.
Because I mind my business.
It be the people who need to mind their, you know, like that's what they say about preaching. People in the church always think they talking to the neighbor. They be like, Pastor ain't talking to me, he talking to my neighbor.
Because that's not me. I don't do that. I don't struggle with that.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we have to do better. We need to do better because there are more important things that's happening in our world. When we think about the disaster that happened to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the hurricane that just transpired, and how it's kind of what is it? Hurricane Beryl. Like it went through Jamaica. I don't know what path it's on right now, but people that are directly impacted by that stuff, like they could care less about what we're talking about with tongues and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
they not thinking about camp meetings.
They just lost everything that they own, right? And so I feel like that's what matters, and that's what God is really calling us to really take stock of where we are and what's happening around us, other than this trivial stuff it's just like frivolous stuff. I think if anything, it was I don't know if it was Lola or someone basically saying that the Holy Spirit, and I might jack this up, so please refer to, as Jamie said, to Lola. But I feel that it was just like something like it points out the fact that, you know, Karen Clark is speaking in tongues. I think it just points out the fact that as Adventists, we're not there. And we're not there because we kind of we have this defense like, no, that is wrong. It's an error. And, you know, she was just, I'm probably misquoting. So I'm going to stop and just refer you to what it is that she was, just refer you to her page. But I just think that if anything, it's pointing out our lack, it's not getting us an upper hand. Like back in the day, like we felt almost like this badge of honor that they're wrong, we're right. Like we're holding on to God's
banner. Oh.
The banner, right? Like, but I feel like it does point out the fact that we are lacking in so many ways and we don't have it all.
Yeah.
We don't know it all. Like, just chill.
Yeah.
Sad, honestly. And I just wonder what, like, like God is probably like, my children. And I'm just like I tell you all the time or suggest to you all the time, like, just please leave them channels alone. Like, if you know that that's something that you are not, Jaime can watch it, I think, because he's so resolute in his, where he is, he's good. For me, it irks the mess out of me because I'm just like, why would I waste my time, my precious time on giving these people, 1, views, 2, my energy. I don't agree with anything that they're saying, and I don't think I ever will. So let them do whatever they do, whoever it is that they are marketing to, or that's them. I don't have to worry about them. All I have to do is worry about me. So that's why I stay away from those things, because I know it does not serve me. It doesn't add value or anything to me. So I protect that boundary of my mind to say I can't go there because I don't want to.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, sometimes I look at it in like disbelief. Sometimes it's almost like, are they serious? Like, I think that's why you'll find me watching it. But I don't watch like a whole episode. I'll probably watch like,
but that's still a
5 minutes. It still is a view. 5 minutes, and then I go to something else. I don't think about the fact that I'm adding views to them. I just look at it as like, I can't believe this is actually happening. But yeah, so yeah, see, Saba's with you. Granger's with you. You want a shout out to Anthony Granger? It's been a minute, my boy. Anthony, he says, "You're right, Carlene." Look at what Saba said. The way my blood pressure is set up, I'm with you, Carlene. Yeah, I think we just have different temperaments. We have different energy. We have different temperaments.
Rolls off your back. Yeah. Me, I'm like, what in the like? Who can I write? Who can I write to get this thing out? But it's not my. That's just not my battle. Like, the Lord didn't tell me to do that. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to not even entertain it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
All right.
You know that.
I know that. I think you're letting the people in the internet know that as well. I know.
We have to do better. So again, and even sometimes in discussions, that's the thing about social media. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something to say, which is great. It's entirely great. But again, you can either stay and focus on the discussion that's happening, or you just scroll past or just close the app altogether out and just, that's it. I think what I like about Instagram is that you don't get to have dissertations per se. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see a picture, and once that picture, and then you kind of read the first caption, you'd be like, scroll, just scroll up. Facebook is a little bit different, where you can have a whole, like, an entire dissertation, and then you have the comments to follow, which is, I'm just going to keep scrolling because it's not serving me and it's not adding value to me and my walk with God. So I'm going to let it go.
Yeah. I hear that. Because there's always Tubi, and Tubi be having the dope Christian movie.
You said Tubi?
Yeah, Tubi. Yes, Tubi.
Is that Temu? What's Temu?
Isn't Temu a website? What is Temu?
I don't know.
It's Tubi. I know it's Tubi because I watch a lot of Tubi.
Oh, Saba, you always come in clutch with the He says scrolling hands are holy hands. You ain't wrong though. You're not wrong. You just keep scrolling.
So when I'm finished looking at my YouTube videos, I go straight to Temu. You buy stuff off.
Oh, okay.
Temu shopping, Tubi movies. That's right.
Okay.
I go to Tubi. I'll be watching all them Christian movies. I probably watch all of them, all the black ones. I think we need to do an episode on Tubi.
I think we need not to do an episode on Tubi because I think I would lose my salvation possibly just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit.
The Tubi Black Christian movies. I be having my whole Sabbath afternoon planned out.
Raise your hands in the comments, please, if you can, if you watch Tubi. Just let us know if you watch Tubi, or if you've ever watched Tubi. It could be, I think only have movies, right?
No, I think they have TV shows and they have, I think, live streaming too. So I do Tubi, I do Amazon Prime, because Netflix fell off when it comes to the Christian movie. They fell off. They
probably were like, we're not doing this.
Thank you, Matthew Warner, the best horrible movies. It don't get better than that.
Matthew.
Look, Anthony Granger watches Tubi. Don L. Tubi is the new YouTube.
Golly.
We should call it YouTubi. That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
No.
Tubi or not Tubi. Everybody on that Tubi.
Okay. So quite a few of you watch Tubi.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
Okay.
I didn't know that. I will go look for that.
On several streaming platforms. This is my black. Okay. We might watch that tonight. Okay. Athenio. I will forever call you Athenio. I can't wait to see you in person. I'll be like, hey, Athenio. Be like, that's not my name. Athenio. He said he never watch it. You should never watch it. Just stay away from.
Do yourself a favor, my guy, and watch.
It is it is
a
essentially the bootleg of all bootleg movies. Like it is so horrible. The plot is horrible. The acting is just horrible. It just does not make sense. I don't understand why it even made it into production. Sometimes you'd be like, yo, they recorded this joint with their iPhone.
Saba, for real? It was nominated for an Oscar?
No. Saba, don't play with us.
Nah, this Saba wilding. I don't care. If
no. The Pine Forages.
Right. This is my black.
This is my black. That's what you were saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying that a movie like a.
Yeah.
Okay. That is awesome.
Yes.
But I'm sure that it's not just on Tubi.
So I like.
She said, or not Tubi.
I like movies.
Oh dear.
With bad acting and bad plots. I like low budget movies.
Can you tell us why? Because I think everyone needs to understand why. Why do you like watching that stuff?
I think they're just hilarious. I just think it's funny. So it's weird. I like, if it's a low budget movie, I'm willing to accept. So it's kind of like Cameron Clark, right? So if it's a low budget movie,
wait, what do you mean?
I'm gonna bring it together.
Okay.
If it's a low budget movie, I am willing to accept the fact that this is what comes with low budget movies: bad acting, bad plot, bad camera angles, bad everything. I am not expecting to see a good movie when I choose a Tubi movie. I know that it's going to be low budget. It's going to be mad jokes. It's just going to be hilarious. I'm okay with that. One of my favorite movies is B2K, You Got Served. Another one of my favorite movies. Well, this one people won't say is bad acting, but Baby Boy. That's one of my favorite movies. But B2K, You Got Served. I will watch that movie anytime it's showing on TNT, on USA, MTV. Don't bother me. I'm watching B2K, You Got Served. Mm-hmm. But my point is, what I was saying was like Cameron Clark. It's like you invite Cameron Clark, you know what you're going to get. Right? When I watch a Tubi movie, I know what I'm going to get. Now, what I don't like are movies with big budgets that have a stupid plot and that have terrible acting.
On Tubi?
On any platform.
Okay.
What I don't like are shows like, I'm a big critic of Power, of The Chi, those shows because
you watch it.
Because there's nothing else to watch.
There's lots to watch. You can watch.
I ain't watching Bridgerton.
No. Don't sleep on Bridgerton. You would love Bridgerton.
Give me Game of Thrones.
If you gave it a chance.
Give me House. Give me Give me Bridgerton with House of Dragons energy.
No,
Yes.
I'm good.
Give me
Clearly, our
Bridgerton.
house is
Bridget, whatever it is, Bridgertown.
It's Bridgerton.
Bridgerton
It's actually really good.
with Game of Thrones energy.
Okay. Well, how about you create it? But anyway,
I would do it if I could.
That would be low budget. But what I really want to say is Jaime, since we got married, has forever loved low budget, barely could see clearly what the images are, very dark, can barely understand what they're saying. Like, since we've been married, this is what he has loved watching, especially Friday nights. Friday nights, after he would have prepped for his sermon, he would turn on a low budget movie. And I would be subject to sitting there and watching it, all in the name of we just got married. So I want to spend all my hours with this man. And I would be sitting there cringing, saying, this is so stupid. Like, what? And getting so upset. This man's favorite Christian movie is the worst movie I've ever seen. And it's called The Shepherds.
Oh.
What is it? The Shepherds.
Put some respect on his name. Shepherd of a Pure Heart.
Shepherd of a Pure Heart. If you saw this movie,
Put it in the chat.
No, you don't need to, Jaime. Please don't.
Shepherd of a Pure Heart. I believe that's the title of it.
Jaime, what I have to say to this regarding that movie, it is the worst. And I've seen it more than once because he's wanted to see it more than once. The movie is like 3 hours long. It's like hyperbole. It's 3 hours long and it's foolish. Like, I remember it ended and getting so upset because I was like, why, Lord?
Your brother introduced it to me.
No, he didn't.
He was the one that gave us the DVD.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Yeah. Darn you, duo.
And from that day, I will still watch that movie.
Jaime hates Walmart Hallmark movies. Anything mushy gushy, he doesn't do. But he loves or that.
I'll do a Lifetime movie where the woman is out for revenge, which all of them are.
I feel like you need to go sit on somebody's couch because you are it seems like something ain't right with regards to what you watch. What you choose to watch. I don't want to see he's over here showing me the darn thing. Oh, and this is also what's really bad about watching the movies on Amazon and even Tubi. They be having the pictures. The pictures are so convincing. Like, yo, I'm about to watch a really good movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after you get into it, you're just like, this sucked big time. Their budget was advertising. Oh God, yes. Jaime, do not put it on the screen.
Somebody asked for it. I'm just sharing the love
for it. Who? Jaime, who asked for it?
Somebody in the chat.
Not one.
No, not one. No, not one.
You guys don't understand. And he put it in the darn trash. Pray for me, y'all.
That's right.
She said, how did we go from Shepherd of a Pure Heart to Lorena Bobbitt? Basically, they were talking about once get revenge.
That's what all the movies are about. The one at least I've seen is like a woman scorned. Now she must get revenge.
Yo, see, Chris is like, I remember buying those knockoff videos and so low budget that even the spelling was wrong.
All right, I know we got to go, but I'm going to say this. Y'all remember when the African movies was the wave? You remember when everybody was, I remember in New York and they were buying the DVDs, the Nigerian movies, the Ghanaian movies. Man, that joint was the wave. I watched some of those too.
I watched a little bit, but I couldn't do it.
I'll watch them now.
I couldn't do the it was also very low budget. I'm not knocking the people that are hustling and trying to get their stuff together, but I can't do it. I think I watched a few of them joints, but that was it.
You got bougie mind.
I don't have a bougie mind. I just have I just want to specifically give my energy to something that's going to be better.
Renee said, this is a totally valid genre. A study needs to be done on this phenomenon.
Which one? The Nigerian one? Or are you talking about the low budget, horrible movies on Tubi? Yeah, the bootleg. No, okay. So Rodney suggested Blockbuster. Do you remember when you couldn't rent the video or buy it like the real DVD? You would get the bootleg one. And the bootleg one was somebody with their little VHS camera, and they will be recording it. They will be sneaking to record the movie. And so sometimes you'll see, while you're watching the movie, you'll see people walking across the joint.
You'll hear people laughing. You'll hear people laughing in the theater.
That is insane.
Yo, that's how we saw
what we
movies.
used to do, to what we went through in order to watch a proper movie.
Well, you know, a lot of us had to do that. And now we're going to be going on. We got to go. But a lot of us had to do that because you remember Adventists weren't allowed to go to the theater.
It's true.
So because we weren't allowed to go to the theater, we were allowed to bring the theater to our house.
Which is insane because the same cussing and the same violence and everything we used to watch. Like,
and we used to get them bootlegs and we used to watch them in the house. So we couldn't go to the theater, but we could show enough bring the theater to our house.
And that, my folks, is so
that's being Adventist.
Crazy to think that we had to go through those lengths in order.
Yo, Chris said I had one where the guy's popcorn was so noisy.
That's crazy. I'm sure that joint was mad expensive too.
Yeah, our kids don't know about bootleg movies.
Yeah, bootleg movies were like the epitome of trash.
Yeah, they'd be like $10 too. Like $10 and you get the movie.
But what's crazy is that you would get a print, like they printed the
and stuck it in a case, and that was it. You ain't need nothing out there. They stepped their game up when they had bootleg DVDs.
But they had I remember DVDs that were bootleg.
I remember VHS.
For real? I remember that.
And then bootleg DVDs. I remember the bootleg cassettes. I
remember the bootleg cassettes.
And then they went to bootleg CDs.
Yes, where you just have the writing on the joint.
Yeah.
And sometimes they would write out the song on there, like what song came in what order.
Yeah, but Apple and streaming shut down the bootleg industry.
Yo,
I tell you one industry that ain't shut down: Chinatown with the
bootleg
with the bootleg Louis, and they got bootleg Apple products.
That is insane.
Yeah, it looks so real. Go down Canal Street. They got bootleg Apple AirPods, Apple AirPod Max that they are selling, and it looks real.
And what's insane is you won't know until you open the box when you get home, because I'm sure that they have it wrapped just like Apple Store does.
I mean,
so by the time you get home and you be like, let me try to go back, they're gone.
Those of y'all, anybody from New York, you know what this is. You're gonna get some Kobe headphones. With the Kobe headphones. It's on the corner store.
Yo, Kobe headphones were equivalent to the airplane headphones.
Yeah, the sound was bad, and don't let that don't let that wire get a short, because you be there trying to like.
But you also feel like you'll be electrocuted in your ears, because that joint would be like.
Because when the little foam padding drops off, that joint be cutting your ear.
That joint cuts your ear, but you trying to be cute with it because. You try to listen to music. Oh man.
Yeah, you from New York. You know about them Kobe headphones. You go to the corner store, you're like, yo, let me get those right there.
It's the cheapest ones. The cheapest headphones that last literally like 2 days.
That's right.
But then, do you remember? Okay, I know we have to go. We keep saying that, but you remember the bootleg batteries that when you're on the train?
On the train.
And you listen to your Walkman or your CD, and the people with the shopping cart, and then they used to have this like the little toys with the lights.
Yo, don't front on their cart. Their cart was legit. Like, no, it was a box on wheels, and they would like be walking through, and they had the batteries.
Itself was legit, but can we talk about them batteries? What was the name of those batteries that were legit, that were fake? They weren't like, Duracell.
They were like Splinter Cell or something. It had the same color.
They weren't Splinter Cell. Does anyone know what the bootleg batteries are?
It was like Diacell or something like that.
Someone on here has to know what those batteries are.
Yes, Rodney. They were bootleg Duracell batteries.
Panasonic? Bro, they're saying Panasonic. I feel like they had like a
They
cell.
they had Panasonic batteries. Yes, they were blue and white, but they also had batteries that looked like Duracell batteries.
Yes. What were they? But they had a name for it.
Man, they were straight out of China.
Yo, let me tell you something. You put them joints inside of your device.
Your Walkman.
You put it in your Walkman or your CD player. I would say for me, I would get them like maybe I'm like downtown Brooklyn. By the time I got to New Lots Avenue, East New York, them joints would be dead.
You be like, your tape be playing. You be like, man, when did Monica's voice get so deep? When did Brandy become a bass?
I could not believe that.
Sitting on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world, sitting on top of the world.
Yes, they had bootleg batteries. They had bootleg everything, Rodney. Just about.
New York.
It's almost sad.
Yeah.
But it was instead of, I think it was $2.
It was like $2. Yep. Yeah, but if you were on the train and your batteries died, you bought that thing.
But even how it was wrapped.
Yep.
That joint was not real at all. But we just bought it. Foolish us.
We can have a whole episode about bootleg stuff in New York City.
It's true. He said if y'all go missing behind this. Was it Power Cell? It was Power Cell.
It could be Power Cell. Yeah, Power Cell. Matthew said they didn't have a name. It was just numbers. Yo, they know how to get you when you're desperate.
Yours had numbers. Nah, ours had a name on there.
They know how to get you when you're desperate.
Yeah. I mean, they made money. That's why they were there out there.
They sure
and
did.
That's what's up. But, yo, folks, this has been great.
It's been real.
Feels great to be back. We'll be back next week, God willing.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what Jaime said.
We'll be back.
We'll be back in the space, in the house, ready to talk about, oh my gosh. Okay, so next time we come back, we're going to be talking about marriage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're going to talk about marriage.
All right.
Relationship again. So, we mix it up here a bit. We talk about all things politics and politics in the church, outside of the church. And then we talk about relationships. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important for us to do a check-in with everyone regarding marriage and dynamics in marriage and learning how to stay strong, or how to regardless of the change, that your love remains. And so, God willing, next week
it's nice closing out music.
Okay.
We're about to close out.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'm like, why it sound like, like when you're in church and you're about to pray, and then the musician starts playing, and the prayer sounds a little bit more, it gives a little bit more life.
Right.
So I started feeling, I think you should go back to whatever it is, because now you're just playing.
I am.
Can you stop playing though?
All right, I'll stop playing.
Go back. What was the other one? Now you know we are.
I like that. This is the song we use. This is the music we use on our podcast.
Okay. So we're just so glad that you joined us today for this episode of Carlene and Jaime. Today we talked about, what did we talk about?
We talked about just what's been happening in our world.
But the name of what did we entitle today?
Loose Lips Sink Ships.
Loose Lips Sink Ships. And I pray that everyone understood that these are, again, our opinions, our thoughts. But we are just so excited to be here in this space. I'm not talking anymore. I'm done. You talk.
Yeah, the music got you in a whole different mood.
Yeah, it does.
That's right. This is slow rap jam. Mango letters. Yeah, we still got to do our mango letters.
But nobody's mango lettering us. So what are we going to do? We're not going to make it up. So people have to, excuse me. I'm sorry. That doesn't go with the flow.
Right.
What happened to the music?
It's there.
Okay. So if you have a issue, not even an issue, if there's something that you want to bring to our attention and you would like for us to address it in this way, you ask that you go to mangoletters.com. I'm lying. You don't have a mangoletters.com.
Oh, they asking me to flow. They asking me to go, but you already know. I got hope because I'm from New York. Our boy Nas held it down. I flew when the plane dropped out. It like a stork. It's going on. We eat our food with fork. We not a joke. Never broke. Always got the dollars and the cents. If you know what I mean, that makes sense. In our brain, one time, I kicked a rhyme. I'm not part of Slime Gang, but I'm part of God's gang. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I go south. I live in the place of the beat. It's going on. I take a different route. I got mad clout. Keep my name out your mouth. You don't want to go out. I'm about to do my thing because I always win. Even when I sing, I cling to the truth. I'm always loose, never tight, but my rhymes are right. Step to me, I'm not going to fight. My God's got my back, Jack. And don't mess with me because I'm black and I'm beautiful. I got a number one wife, she's a stunner and a gunner. You messing with us, we had hunters. I do this for fun in the summer. Saying bad things about me, it is a bummer. I be ruling the world like my name is Obama. Peace.
Okay.
You like that? I still got it. I use it when I want to.
You got music. This is hilarious. This is just hilarious.
Oh, it's gonna be on. I'm loading mad beats on this.
Guys. we need to go because this is not gonna end well.
Everybody, bars.
Praise God.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We hope that you guys have a great night. It's straight.
Yeah, it's 9:25 on the east. It's 9:25 where we at.
Okay, that's not bad. We took an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's not bad. We back. So the news. But yeah, Carlene will see you next week in the face as we talk about
the coolers in the comments. The accuser of the brethren.
He's just on here. He just come on.
He's on here hating.
Not hating at all. He just says, look, he's like, eyes out. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you guys.
Look at that. Blah. Everybody knows I got the bars. Everybody. Family. What up, Vlad? Yo.
Oh, what's up?
What's up? Look, we got to go. Come back. Check us out.
If you got bars, I got bars. Yo, invite him into this thing right now.
He's not. No, I don't want to invite him in.
Damien, are you able to come in?
He ain't got bars. He got farts. He gonna think it up.
I believe in Damien, and I believe that the Lord has something great inside of him that he's ready to go.
Hey, sing, Playboy. Stick to singing, Playboy. I handle the bars. I handle the rhymes, all right?
Really quickly. Yeah, okay.
Oh, they want to see a versus. I'll do a versus against Damien.
Did Damien even like...
Look at him, he bounced. He bounced.
Damien is probably like, I just came on just to come on, of course.
He ain't ready for me. He ain't ready for me yet.
He said y'all not ready for the bars. Y'all not ready.
Yo, Damien, we gonna schedule this versus, all right? I'm gonna let the people know who the real champ is out here.
That would be actually insane. I feel like all the pastors that are on some, like, we are rappers, right? We like to rap. I know there are a few of them that I won't mention now, but what if they come into the stage and y'all just start rapping about different things? But you can't come. It has to be like, it can't be pre-planned where you like pre-planning your rap or your whatever. What do you think?
Yo, I'll take pre-plan. I'm nice with it. I can just flow off the top of my head. Damien said he's gonna hit me with the voodoo bomb. Shabba mixed with fancy hammer.
So what is that, Damien? Busybodies Shana mix. See him? What does that look like?
I don't know who Shana is. I'm hoping he means Shaba, but still, I'm ready. We'll do the verses. Bring on anybody. I'm ready.
You better be careful.
All right.
You have all that mouth, and then
All right.
you know what? I believe in you. I should be rooting
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
I should be rooting for you. My husband does a really good job, guys, at rapping.
Thank you. Give me a round of applause.
His bars are great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Round of
My
applause.
husband is one of
Round
the
of applause.
So,
Round of
yeah,
applause. We'll put
let's
some
go
horns
ahead
on
and
there.
look at that. But I honestly think that would be super cool.
I think so too.
Let me.
But they ain't ready.
We'll talk to Damien offline, and we'll see if he is able and available to do it sometime soon. I know that they have a lot going on, but let's see. Oh shoot!
He got Joe. Yo, Damien, bro.
What did he say?
Just because don't mean he can rap.
Oh,
bro. I not only wash dishes, I wash up has-beens. I take them out in the laundry room and tell them you a has-been. You has been getting on my nerves. And now you gonna be a has-been, not to bother nobody. Throw you in the garbage bin. You has been. I has been doing this since the day I was born. Ask anybody about me. They know about me in these streets. I put a cease and desist. I declare and decree. Ain't nobody messing with your boy, the J to the A-I-M-E. Bars, horns.
Wait, what just happened? What just happened?
Son, he coming for the jugular. I'm ready. Look, we gotta go.
Thank you so much for that laugh. That felt really good. Okay.
Damien know I love him though. That's my guy. But when we battling, they ain't no friends. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be friends.
Nah, when I go into straight competitive mode.
Oh,
I go in beast mode.
Okay, it's time to go. It's time to go, folks. This has been so good. To be right. This is the after party. That's what it exactly feels like. That's why I wish Damien could come in like real quick. Be like, Damien, come in so that
let that man be. He chilling with his beautiful bride, Tansy. Shout out to Tansy.
Yeah, shout out to my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl.
Let that man be. Let him be.
No, he could have.
Let the man be.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it be. But I'm just saying that would have been a cool after party. He comes in and y'all two go back and forth, and I just laugh.
That's all you want to do is just laugh.
That's all I want to do is laugh.
Don't worry, we'll set one up.
Okay. Well,
any contender that wants to come into the ring, I'm ready. With that being said, this is Jaime.
This is Carlene.
Peace. We love y'all. See y'all next week.
3, 2, 1.